This is from Razzball.com. Headline: New York Mets top 10 prospects for 2024 Fantasy Baseball. Before we get this video, I need you to hit that subscribe button so you can learn about everything about the New York Mets and their prospects. Number one on this list, shortstop Jet Williams. He's 19 years old, Double-A. When we see him, probably we'll see him in the majors next year, maybe. Williams was fantastic for 36 games in High A, slashing a .299 batting average, .451 on base, .567 slugging percentage with 7 home runs, 12 steals, 32 strikeouts, and 33 walks. He earned a midseason promotion by posting a .422 on base in Low A, on improving throughout the season. If he hits in Double-A to open the season, the 5'6", 175-pound spark plug will be a top 10 prospect in baseball by May. Outfielder Drew Gilbert, 23, Double-A, should be in the majors as well in 2024. Another smallish prospect at 5'9", 195 pounds. Gilbert was the 28th overall pick by Houston in 2022, coming off a superstar season at Clemson. A left-handed hitter with functional in-game power, he should be a better fit for his home environment in New York than he would have been with the big right center gap in Houston. He had struggled a bit at Double-A before the trade, but slashed .325 in 35 games after coming to the Big Apple and a package with Justin Verlander. The Brandon Nimmo contract squeezes Gilbert to a corner, but he should hit enough to hold down a corner spot anyway. I would disagree with that, because the Mets were playing Brandon Nimmo in left field and right field in September. This guy doesn't know what's going on completely. Number 3, Ronnie Mauricio, shortstop, 22 years old. He's in the majors right now. The team is deep in humans who play positions but shallow and sturdy options at second and third. At one point, the club said Brett Beatty would slide aside so they could see what Mauricio can do. It's likely the right play on the defensive end, as Mauricio probably has a higher ceiling at the hot corner. Trouble is, neither Beatty nor Mauricio has hit much so far as big leaguers. Well, Mauricio only played the month. Mauricio's .248 batting average in his first 26 games isn't bad at any means, but the .296 on-base percentage isn't helping him much. He also had a OPS plus of 77, which isn't very good. A 6'3" switch hitter with natural power in back-to-back 2020 seasons. Mauricio is a wide-awake fantasy sleeper for redraft leagues. Number 4, Luis Angel Acuna, 22, at shortstop, Double-A, be starting next year and should be in the majors next year, we'll see. The deadline prize in return for Max Scherzer and enough money to ensure several generations of financial security. Acuna slugged just 304 and 37 games with New York's Double-A affiliate and Binghamton. Might have been feeling some pressure to establish himself. Something about these numbers. These numbers don't seem to be. Just going through this article, I remember Jet Williams at 299. Who wrote this article, by the way? By The Itch. The Itch needs to get a little bit a better job of coming up with the numbers, because Luis Angel Acuna struggled when he came here to the Mets a little bit, and Jet Williams had 269 in the minors. So we'll just skip that, I guess. An interesting aspect of Acuna's development is where he'll wind up on the diamond. He should be knocking on the major league door before the All-Star break. The team has a 3-body problem at so many spots. This next guy may never get a fair shake. We'll see. Everything is up in the air with the Mets farm system now, with David Stearns coming in as president of baseball operations, and of course Billy Epler having resigned or fired or whatever the deal is. Catcher Kevin Parada is 22, being Double-A in 2024. The 11th overall pick in the 22 draft. Parada is a 5'11", 197-pound college catcher who has been moving around a little bit with the Mets. He's a solid prospect in his own right, but unlikely to pose much playing time threat to Francisco Alvarez. You don't draft a guy 11th overall to become a part-timer. So Parada will have to make another spot work, even as the universal DH provides something of a safety net for guys like Parada, as long as they're hitting. I think Parada will be a catcher here. He might not be the everyday catcher. He'll be an everyday player. But he could be a guy that would be a catcher, left fielder, perhaps a first baseman type. But I think he'll be an everyday player just based off of the scouting reports and his power. His power really translates in the games. Number 6, right-handed pitcher Christian Scott, 24. I'll be in Double-A in 2024. Rather than chase the big names, I tend to pick my spots with pitchers. And this is one of them. At 6'4", 215 pounds, Scott's been adding velocity since being selected in the 5th round of the 21 draft. He was mostly reliever as a collegiate because college had plenty of high-end rotation spots or options while Scott was there. His command has come together in a full-time starting role, and a slider he added from watching video of Max Scherzer is producing dynamic results. I'm going to skip the numbers, I don't know if these numbers are right. At number 7, outfielder Ryan Clifford. He's 20 years old, Double-A, A+, so he'll be in Brooklyn next year. His ETA should be 2025 according to this. The Big Red Dog cruised through low A with an outside slash line, then turned up the power in high A. Well, here's the thing. He did really well for Houston, but when the Mets picked him up and he went to Brooklyn, he did not play so well in Brooklyn. Obviously, if you don't know, Brooklyn Cyclones ballpark is right on the beach. So if a ball gets hit in the air, the wind cuts it down. The wind off the ocean. He could still open the season with Double-A or get there in a hurry as long as he stops pressing. I would say that Clifford will be in Brooklyn most of the year next year. That's my own opinion. I don't normally do commentary on this channel. This is all information. Now, this is not information. This is a little bit different. Number 8, second baseman Marco Vargas. In a butterfly effect kind of way, Edwin Diaz getting hurt brought Vargas to New York. David Robinson wound up closing for a short bullpen and pitched well enough to bring back a solid hitting prospect who posted 457 on base. They also picked up Ronald Hernandez, the catcher. Both of these guys played really well in the Florida Complex League when the Mets brought them in. And the Mets were very, very happy with the production of both of those players. Number 9, right-handed pitcher Blade Tidwell. He's 22. Will be in Double-A. Maybe he'll be with the Mets in 2024. The righty was selected 52nd overall and has pitched himself to the brink of the big leagues across 4 productive stops. His worst outcomes came in 34 1/3 innings at Double-A, but he won 11 games on 116 innings across 2 levels because his 4-pitch mix allows him to work deep into games when he's on form. At 6'4", 207 pounds, Tidwell's still on the upswing stuff-wise. Now, finally on this list, which is a very weird list because the numbers, I don't know if they were, mess ups or goofs or whatever, or he just didn't pay attention. But 10th is shortstop Jeremy Rodriguez. He's 17. According to this, he'll be playing in the Dominican Summer League next year. We'll see. His ETA is 2028. Came over from Arizona in the Tommy Pham trade and immediately made the team feel smart, slashing .422, 536 with 4 strikeouts, 7 steals, and 11 walks in 13 games. A left-handed hitter at 6 foot, 170 pounds, Rodriguez has an ideal frame and game for a quick climb up the fantasy list. Thanks for reading. Well, I would mention, I would expect him to be in the Florida Complex League next year. I think that's a little bit, he might be a little bit over that at this point. And he's got a very interesting power. I haven't read too much on him, but the things I've read on him, and the things, if you've been following this channel, you'll know about him. He has power, but I'm not sure. It's hard to judge him when he's 17 years old, and they just recently signed him. The Diamondbacks signed him last year. So he's an interesting piece. I would give props to the former general manager of this team, Billy Epler, for bringing in finding guys like this. Because these guys down the line, Rodriguez, Vargas, Ronald Hernandez, these are the kinds of guys that get scouts raises. and get scouts better jobs. The easy guys are, the guys you draft like Jet Williams, or Drew Gilbert, and Ronnie Mauricio, Luis Angel Acuna. These guys you bring in from other organizations that are considered very good prospects. Those guys, they're easy layups. But guys like Vargas, and like I said, Rodriguez, and Ronald Hernandez, those are the kind of guys that really gives you a very good farm system in terms of your depth. And hopefully we'll get a chance to see all these guys somewhere down the line with the New York Mets in particular. So if you like to follow stuff that's going on with the New York Met farm system, hit that subscribe button. And let me know, of course, what you think about this video, and I'll see you later.